Shalom, 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 peace. Welcome to another episode, DSTM. Don't shoot the messenger. You know what time it is. Bye, shalom to the family that's in the house. It's your brother IQAhmath, IQAhmath, first name, IQ, it's all the same. Prayerfully, everybody's well, man. Got a question for y'all, man. Is it hot in here or is it just me? Is it hot in here or is it just me? I need to know. Is it hot in here or is it just me? Because if you don't feel the heat, something's wrong. If you don't recognize and see that the Most High is turning up the dial a little bit more here in our systematic hell, then you're a little too comfortable. If you're not paying attention to what's going on in the world right now, something's wrong. If you're not focused in on what's happening in the world right now, something is wrong with you. I pray everybody's well on the Shabbat, man. A lot going on. I mean, you can see it. I see it on my YouTube. It's more than a few brothers, man. That's dealing with last day current events is hot right now, right? Fortunately, your brother's been on it for a while now, and we've been tracking it for a long time, and so have other brothers and other men of the Lord that are out there being watchmen and warning our people and giving our people heads up on what's happening right now, because that's the job of a prophet, teacher, leader, is to warn our people, is to provide our people with shielding through the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, the law, statutes, and commandments, and the faith of Christ for the incoming doom that's getting ready to hit on this place, man. Y'all can see it. I don't know how many breaking news headlines I've seen this week alone. Within the last 7 days, breaking news here, breaking news there. I had to do an impromptu DSTM on Wednesday because of breaking news. Or was it Tuesday? I'm losing track. Y'all see it. I see it. Y'all know what time it is. And the scriptures say, and that knowing the time, let's get that real quick. Let's get that real quick. If I'm coming in loud and clear, man, everything's solid. You can see me well. Throw a 7 in the chat for me. Would you do that for me, please, family? Throw a 7 in the chat if your brother's coming in clear and you can hear me. I don't need no problems today. You dig what I'm saying? I already had a problem earlier. That's why I just popped on, no music, no nothing, because my camera, microphone, everything just disconnected for some reason. I don't know what the hell happened. 7's works for me. All praises, man. So let me salute my fam in the house, though, man. Bashar, shalom to you, my brother. Rosemary, shalom to you out there in London. The water for wiping your feet, man. You know what? Rosemary's setting the tone for the day. If you haven't already, and you disrespectfully just came up in here, man, you didn't wipe your feet, man, shame on you. Doing about face. You know how I go. About face, walk out that door. Come back with a little bit more respect and honor for the house, okay? Wipe your feet. Hit the like button, man. Hit the dislike button. Doesn't matter to me. Just let the algorithm know that you're watching. Let the algorithm know, hey, notify some more of the subscribers. Notify some more of the people who are looking for current events, last days, information, who are looking for prophecy, who are looking for things that it pertains to what's going on, what the hell's going on the earth right now. You hit that like button, man, the algorithm, start sending the word out. Salute to my sister Rosemary out there in London. Uziel, shalom to you. And Malachi, young Malachi out there, man. Kohav, shalom to you, my brother, man. Karatazar, there he goes. What's happening, tonight? Jeffrey. That ain't Jeffrey, man. That's my brother Hoshea. Shalom, right? Shalom. Brother Jason in the house. The Quab in the house. Al-Adai in the house. Shalak. Salute to you, my brother Denise. My sister Denise in the house. Shalom to you. Sister Catherine in the house. There she goes. All right, everybody's in the house. Anybody I missed? Forgive me. Maybe you're not on the comment board. Maybe you're not in here saluting us as family. Maybe you're not saluting us as fellow saints, But it's all good. It's all good, man. Shalom to y'all. Let's get right to it, man. Y'all already know it's real serious out there. I said we were gonna go to see, I'm so geeked up, man. So much going on. I forgot what the scripture I was gonna go to first. I just quoted something and got lost in my word. Good Lord. It'll come back to me. It'll come back to me, Lord willing. Oh, there you go. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High, while you side, man, for recollection, spirit of memory, right? As I was saying earlier, man, look, if you're not understanding and seeing that the times that we're in, man, something is wrong with you. If you're not putting out your greatest efforts, man, to stay in the faith of Christ and the laws, uh, when all hell breaks loose, man, and it's right around the corner. By my estimation, I could be wrong. The scriptures say, man, no man knows the time. I'm not talking about the end all be all, but I'm just talking about the beginning of sorrows, Jacob's trouble. Those things, they're slowly creeping down the pipelines. Slowly creeping down the pipelines, man. But if we know the time, we know what we need to do. Look, Romans 13, 10 and 11. Love worketh no ill to his neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law. So let that be known. Let it resonate in the mouths and in the minds and the hearts of the children of Israel. And let it somehow infiltrate into those church houses who keep talking about love is just an emotion, who don't believe that love is the fulfilling of the law, right? Fulfilling means the performing of the law. That's how we show the Most High and Yahweh Shai that we love them, is by fulfilling and doing the things that pertain to the law. Moral standards need to be upgraded. Civil standards need to be upgraded. Dietary standards need to be upgraded. Ceremonial aspects of the law need to be upgraded within our nation, right? Furtherly evolving and fulfilling the law. That's how we showed our love, right? But verse 11, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. I mean, if our people ain't getting it now, man, they're never going to get it, man. The zombies are going to go out there feasting on each other. They're going to go out there completely brain dead, lost in the sauce, man, not really understanding what the hell's going on, man. They're going to get ate up by the beast. If our own people, within Israel, man, if the folly, the foolishness don't get you, man, the Satan will. Now's time that we need to wake up out of the sleep, the slumber, the ignorances, redirect our paths. This is why the Most High has, some have already celebrated, all praises, but we're in the spirit right now and moving into the blowing of the trumpets. What's the trumpets utilized for? An alarm, a calling of the people, an alert. Next week, on the 2nd, will be blowing of the trumpets according to our calculations of the calendar. It's very fitting right now as we see everything that's going on in the spirit right now, and we're seeing physically going on in the earth, for the Lord to say, now, blow that trumpet, alert the people, gather them, right? Then after that, what we got to do? Oh, we got to atone. Yeah, it's about that time. Time to atone, fast. Seek forgiveness for any sins, transgressions, offenses, whatever that may happen. Because what? For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. And then as we transition into tabernacles, as we're formulating and getting our tabernacles in order, that's why we go out and we dwell in tents, makeshift sleeping arrangements, right? Because the scripture tells us we're going to be pilgrims in the earth. Our comfortabilities may be changed as we move forward in this earth. And the way that things is transpiring, man, we can't get too comfortable. Can't get too comfortable. All right, so let's get right to it. Let me delete this. Let's get right to it. You know what? And before we do that, let me get a couple more scriptures. Because this is important. And I know y'all know it. Ezekiel 33. We'll start at 1. We'll read down. Again. This is episode who knows what of DSTM now. We're probably close to 340, 330 something. Again, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them. So this is a private conversation, really, that we need to be having amongst each other in the Bunch Ark Nation, man. The Most High says some things ain't made for everybody. Everybody ain't supposed to be hearing what's going on. It ain't for the nations to get prepared and be forewarned. The children of thy people are saying to them, when I bring the sword upon the land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set them for their watchmen, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet. Oh, remember, we were just talking about that, right? He blow the trumpet and warn the people. Then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, whosoever hear the sound of the trumpet taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. Fine example of that is we just got to seeing what happened down there with Hurricane Helen. A lot of people say, well, I ain't leaving, I'm staying in. And you see them, one Edomite, he got the damn kayak floating through his house. Jake's getting carried away and they dogs and everything else in the midst of waist deep water in the middle of the street. Everything completely collapsed, and people just said, either didn't prepare or didn't just get out and flee and find themselves a different area that they can come from. Or maybe they didn't have no place to go. I don't know. But we know for sure that many a time we warn our people, tell our people, look, we're in the end times, man. Destruction is coming, plague, famine, economic collapse, disease, further oppressions, seizing of land, seizing of your property, your guns, everything. Trouble is coming. And if they don't take heed, their blood is on their own head. He heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning. His blood shall be upon him. But he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. But if the watchman see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hand. See that? The Most High is not a respecter of person. So he's saying, look, if the watchman see the sword come, doesn't blow the trumpet, and the people aren't warned, if the sword come and destroy any of them, he said they're going to be destroyed anyway in their own iniquity. There's not going to be no excuse saying, hey, the watchman didn't warn me, so I should be saved, I should be spared. No, the Most High is like, no, you should have been paying attention for your own. That's why the Most High even said in Jeremiah 17:5, cursed be the man that trusteth man to make it flesh his arm. We're not supposed to be completely dependent upon man and grabbing another man's arms and lead me, guide me, I trust everything you said. No, you know the old saying, trust but verify. Don't take my word for it. That's why I provide sources and everything. What I research, what the Spirit reveals to me, I share it. It's your job to take it, further research it, build upon it, or say, I don't see it that way. That's fine. Or you can reach out and say, hey, I found something else. We got a text group amongst some brothers, and the text group been booming this week. Oh, I can't even keep up. There's so many articles, videos, and updates, and that's going down. So everybody's still got an opportunity. That's why the Most High told us every man's got to work out his own salvation with fear and trembling, because if the watchman don't do his job, you can't be sitting up in a congregation or a body, a camp, whatever the case may be, and all they want to do is party and goof around, and they ain't provide no provisions of warning. You ain't gonna be able to say, well, look, I trusted in them to lead me. The Lord said, you still gonna die in your iniquity because you didn't do what you're supposed to do to preserve your soul. But they're still gonna pay. But his blood will I require at the watchman's hand. So thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore thou shalt hear the word of my mouth and warn them from me. There you have it, right? So on another note, it's one of my favorite scriptures of late. Proverbs 21:12, the righteous man wisely considereth the house of the wicked, but the Most High overthroweth the wicked for their wickedness. So here they are having private councils in the UN. Why everybody's, talked about it last week. That's why I said F Diddy, all hell's breaking loose. I started noticing a lot of different little channels is like, this is a distraction. Hey, this is a distraction. Stop what? All praises, right? But yeah. Well, last week a lot of people just reporting on Diddy, and I'm not saying I started, but I know I was one of the my titling was F Diddy. All hell's breaking loose. Are you paying attention? Are you watching? Then I start seeing people, hey, forget Diddy. Yeah. Because the Most High said, I'm going to overthrow the wicked for their wickedness. That's already signed, sealed, and delivered. Right? Let me open up another tab real quick. And second Ezra. This scripture just came in here. I'm gonna just read second Ezra. I'm gonna read man, I want to start up, but for time's sake, because I threw this one in just now in the spirit. Second Ezra 9, we'll start at 5. For like as all that is made in the world hath the beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. So that means that it's starting to show itself. It's starting to blossom, it's starting to bloom, it's starting to become more apparent, more relevant. It's manifesting itself, it's starting to create and see and end. Everybody can see it now, right? From the Jake out on the street, man, high out his mind, to the sister now who's sitting back saying, you know what, I don't feel like going out no more. You know, whether it's financially, people pockets getting hit and they ain't got the money to run out there and do what they used to do. People is dying around them. Now they're like, oh, you know what, life is a little bit more serious now. You know, the little highs of coming out of lockdown and the pandemic measures that had everybody, you know, claustrophobic. Everybody's running out, couldn't wait to get back out and party and all that. But guess what you came out to? The manifestation of the end. Now everybody's starting to see a little bit, oh, yeah, that this isn't as fun as I thought it was going to be. All good things must come to an end, as they say. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works and ends in effects and signs. So the beginnings of the creations was all done through wonders and powerful works. Now the end is going to be based upon effects and signs. So as we're looking for the signs, what Yahweh told us, all these things are the signs we should be looking for: wars, rumors of wars, famine, pestilence, you know, nation rising against nation. We're seeing all this, all those things manifest. The collapsing of economies, nations aligning themselves together, preparing for war. These are the effects and the signs that we're seeing. We're seeing the signs in the heavens, man. We're seeing so-called UFO sightings from here to China. You name it, it's all going down. Continuing on. And everyone that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed. So it's going to take more than just faith. I believe, I got the faith of Jesus. That ain't enough. If you're not working that faith, if you're not exercising that faith, if you're not putting your faith to the test, it's not enough. The works of what? The law, statutes, and commandments, and the faith of Christ, according to Revelation 14:12, that's what we need. We've got to put this thing to use, man. We can't sit back and just be like, yeah, I believe. Yeah, I can't. That ain't enough. Verse 8, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. So our land is going to be preserved, although it's going to need to be cleansed. Then shall they be in a pitiful case, which now abuse my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. See, that's what's going to happen. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torment. So everyone that rejects the word of the Lord, the scriptures even tell us in Proverbs 13, he that rejected the words of the Lord is going to be destroyed and going to dwell in torment. Verse 10, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. See, that's why the rich man isn't going to see the kingdom, i.e. Diddy, Eric Adams, whoever else. You know, all these things are just lined up forms of organized chaos, and we'll look at that in a second. And they that have loathed my law while they yet had liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. The same must know it after death by pain. And therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished. See, we can't worry about Diddy. You know, it's news. Like I said last week, you got to be all things to all people. You got to cover, you got to talk a little bit about it, but you can't be stuck on it. You can't be dwelling upon it. This can't be everything you're searching on the internet that, you know. Not like of recent, I've liked some of Candace Owens' content. I haven't really been watching it, but she's going on a deep dive about, you know, Kamala's genealogy and her not being so-called black. Okay, that's cool. But when your algorithm is just turned into that, I'm starting, you know, you look at that and then somebody else is replaying her information and somebody else. They did the same thing. And this is why I had to meditate on it too. Remember the birth certificate thing with Obama. Trump was one of the ones leading that, and yeah, he's not a citizen, or his father is an African. He's somebody. It's the same kind of playbook that they're utilizing. So you got to be conscious of that. Is it also a distraction? Is this also something relevant? Not really. Is it interesting? Yeah, sure. But I think all of us at this point know and are convinced she ain't our people. Whether it's physically, spiritually, she ain't us. You can see it, right? But, you know, Candace Owens, like I said, is interesting. She's going on a whole deep dive. She got a 3 or 4 part series, man, going deep in her genealogy, grandparents, grandfather, all kind of matters. But at this point, we can't be worried about what's going to happen to them. We got to worry about what's happening to us. I'm going to read that again. And therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished, and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is and for whom the world is created. See, all this is going down for us. Remember that with FUBU from my old heads out there? For us, by us, FUBU, right? That's the world. It's made for us, right? And it's time for us to receive and get back what's rightfully ours. So what we're seeing and what's being laid down in front of us right now is organized chaos. And that's why I wanted to just kind of touch that real quick. The benefits of organized chaos at work and school. But this is all I really want to see. What does organized chaos mean? The term organized chaos refers to a situation that appears disordered and chaotic. You know, we're looking at Diddy, Eric Adams, what's her name? Fannie Willis's little lover, man. He done disappeared. You know, let me shrink myself down so everybody can see this a little bit better. He's disappeared. Oh, is Kamala black? Trump got shot. Assassination attempts. Bombs over here, bombs over there. Oh, we got the port shutting down. I mean, everything seems chaotic. Everything is just completely out of order right now. Everywhere you look, it's a headline. It's a breaking news. A few days ago, man, some Jake hijacked the bus. Killed a Jake and then held the bus driver hostage and told him to take off. Like something out of a damn movie. We're constantly seeing this stuff. Ironically, in LA, in the midst of all the peace talks amongst the gangs, man, and it happens all the time. I was there in the 92 peace treaty. I remember that time. The city was at a joy, man. Everybody was being able to go to different neighborhoods. You didn't have to worry about it. And it lasted a few months in LA. On the east side of Watts, it lasted longer, but it got sabotaged by the damn police, which is what is speculated, because they don't want to see peace. Flash forward to 2024. They're working on ceasefires in a lot of the gang neighborhoods. They're trying to get everybody to, and it's organic through the gangs themselves. It's not intervention from other organized groups. Brothers is waking up saying, look, this is ridiculous. All hell is breaking loose around us, man. We're being targeted. They're finally waking up saying, look, we're fighting over blocks, revenge from killings and deaths 20, 30 years ago when we wasn't even around. What are we doing? We're killing each other off. We find ourselves in the penitentiary. Our kids is growing up without fathers, without mothers, so forth and so on. Let's at least come to an agreement of a ceasefire, man. Put the guns down. If I come and you see me on the street, man, give me a pass. I'll give you a pass. It's all good. As soon as they get that going, everything's going cool. Well, not cool because it's some of the young cats is like, no, we ain't with it. But it's the older brothers that's trying to mentor and step in and say, look, we started y'all on this path. Listen to us. Let's knock it off. Starting to get the peace state, everything going. Now I just seen this morning somebody defaced a mural of Nipsey Hussle. For those who don't know, I know some of y'all a little bit older. You like Nipsey? Who? What? Nipsey Hussle was a famous rapper out of LA, icon in the music scene and in the community out here. He got put to death by one of his homies from his own gang. Got put to death damn near 5 years ago. You got murals around the city, different places in the city. Somebody, i.e., decides to go deface his mural and put GC on the mural, which is, I hate to even go into all this. Gangsta Crip is the enemies of Nipsey Hussle. So all of a sudden, in the midst of all this peace between two particular factions, somebody defaces him and then leaves a tag as if it was from their enemies. Don't put a particular gang, just random. Oh, it was the Gangsta Crips that did it. Which ones? There's a plethora of them. That lets me know that this sounds like, the police, somebody did it just to kick off. Oh, they're trying to make peace. Let's go ahead and strike up some stuff, man, so we can make sure that there's more chaos. That's how they operate out here. That's how they operate in various gang neighborhoods, man. They don't want to see us get together. They don't want to see us pull it together. Yeah, Con, absolutely, Naquan. That's why they got the immigrants in there, man, or the migrants. They're warring in Chicago. So from what I'm understanding, that the threats is there. They're trying to organize. People, Jakes is in here organizing like, look, we about to get taken over and booted up out of here if we don't come together and figure it out. I say that to say everything is planned. Everything is understood, right? It appears it's disordered and chaotic on the surface, but actually has an underlying order and structure. Oh, what are we talking about? NWO. Same thing with they defaced the mural with Kendrick Lamar and had the little Northern Kingdom doing it. They don't want it. Right after they just had a peace walk amongst two blood gangs that was been beefing for years. Soon as we start trying to get peace organized again, waking up in the order of consciousness, something got to come in and cut it short and say, no, we can't have these niggas waking up. We can't have the Hispanics trying to come together with the black. So they go in and they throw in agents of disinformation. They go in and throw in agent provocateurs to keep things going. And they know we're a sensitive and emotional people, man. It don't take much for us to say, oh, it's like the ethic. It's back on. And all hell breaks loose again. They just had, it was, speaking of that, and I'm just going off in the spiritual, bear with me. Shortly after I looked at what happened with the Nipsey Hussle thing, I see another news video. 6 people get shot and are injured last night, right after we hear about the mural and everything else. Back turned up again. Gang violence, 6 people get shot. 5 girls, 1 dude. 3 suspected teenage shooters. I mean, this is how it goes down, man. But there's an underlining order and structure that goes on over there. I don't want to say it because every time you do it, the bots hear it and then they start tagging the video that this is speaking about a world new order, and they label your video and they start trying to deconstruct it through shadow banning and all the other stuff because they'll label it as conspiratorial. So even if you say it, they do that. But here's the deal. It appears disordered and chaotic on the surface, but actually has an underlying order and structure. It often describes systems, environments, or processes where there is a high level of activity, complexity, or apparent. Oh, it appears to be random, but is it really? No, it's planned. Yet everything functions effectively due to hidden rules. Oh, really? Patterns or organizations. Hidden rules, huh? How do we know that it's being planned? How do we know that it's not nothing is random with these people, with our oppressors, man? Look, Micah 2 tells us, and others. Micah 2 and others. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. They're in their beds, scheming, plotting, figuring out how can we extend our rulership. Remember in Psalms 49, it says that their inward thought is that their houses will continue forever. How do they do that? We got to create, we got to organize, we got to make it look like things is random. Oh, the president almost got assassinated. Was that random? After the fact, we hear, oh no, there was plenty of communications. It looked like it could be an inside job, but bare minimum, the Secret Service stood down and allowed certain things to happen. That ain't the first time we've heard those things go happen like that. Right? Woe to them that devise iniquity. How are they devising it? They always sitting up there plotting on it. Psalms 2. Also, look, why did the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves and the rulers take counsel together against Yahweh and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away the cords from us. They don't want the Lord to rule over. They don't want righteousness in the earth. They don't want the anointed saints of the Most High to receive the blessings and redemptions after our repentance, right? So they're setting themselves. They're sitting in UN Council. They're sitting in the World Health Organization meetings. They're plotting. It's organized chaos. Psalms 81 and 3, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. What's the key words? Crafty counsel. They know what they're doing. See, while, our people is, going down rabbit holes, trying to find out about freak offs and baby oil, they're having secret meetings, not even secret meetings, they're having open meetings in the United Nations. And if y'all remember, I did a class about Agenda 21/2030. As I go back and read this one more time, Proverbs 21 and 12. I could be off, but this is what the Spirit's led me to believe. 21 and 12. The righteous man wisely considereth the house of the wicked. There's no question. It's not even an assumption, a thought. No. They've got what's known as Agenda 2030. This is a whole thing about global sustainability, the Green New Deal, the Fourth Industrial Revolution, bringing in the whole digital wave, AI. That's wide open. That's not even debated. This is what they want. My thing is this. In the next 5 years, it's going to be so chaotic and hell on earth, man, because their plan is destroy, create the chaos, do everything they can, because by 2030, they want to, quote unquote, build back better. They've got to destroy, they've got to create all kind of madness and chaos, and then say, well, we've got a whole new plan for sustainability of what's left. That's how you sustain things. Things that collapse, things that broken down. Oh, we got to save it. We got to sustain what's left. You understand? Oh, the economy's jacked up. The economy get broken down. Oh, everybody lost their money. Oh, let's bring back a whole new digital ID banking system that will tell everybody you can get your money back. It's going to be in this form. However, you're going to need to go through this, that, and the third in order to gain access back into the new world. You follow? Look at this. United Nations Secretary General's roadmap for digital cooperation. Cooperation. Oh, that means that if you don't cooperate, you're a dissident. You're an insurrectionist. You're a rebel if you don't want to cooperate. I'm not going to read all of this, but go look this up. I'll put the link in the chat, man. If y'all want to go back, go over this a little bit, if it spirit leads you. But this is just a general idea what they're trying to implement. The world shifting from analog to digital faster than ever before, further exposing us to the vast promise and peril of new technologies. While the digital era has brought society many incredible benefits, we also face many challenges such as growing digital divide, cyber threats, and human violations online. So they open up the door and they say, hey, we got the technology, but the back doors has been left open. We got all kind of problems and issues jumping off. We need to do further things in order to secure and ensure everybody is okay and everybody's safely using these new technologies. This guy is wicked as hell. He's furtherly promoting digital IDs. He wants everybody in a complete digital prison, so to speak. You know, he's one of the ones promoting the NWO, in other words. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres. Digital technology, this is a quote from him. It's shaping, and this is from the UN.org. This ain't some old, bootleg blog. This is their words. Digital technology is shaping history, but there is also the sense that it is running away with us. Where will it take us? Will our dignity and rights be enhanced or diminished? Will our societies become more or less equal? Will we become more or less secure and safe? The answers to these questions depend on our ability to work together across disciplines and actors across nations and political divides. We have a collective responsibility to give direction to these technologies so that we maximize benefits and curtail unintended consequences of malicious use. Here's the key 8 areas that they want to do. Let me reduce this a little bit. Forgive me if I'm moving fast. That's why I put the link in there. Y'all can check it out. First thing they want to do is achieving universal connectivity by 2030. They want everybody in the matrix by 2030. They want everybody, third world countries included. That's really why and who they're focusing in on right now. They already got Europe, Eastern Europe, America, Australia. Many of the continents are already on point. They're trying to get at the third world countries who still are behind technology-wise. This is why you see Elon Musk down there in the where was he? The Amazon somewhere, and he was trying to give the natives down there access to Starlink and the internet, and all of them got turned out. All of them is addicted to porn now, and they all jacked up now. He's part of the whole plan. He's out there parading as if, oh, I'm a free speech advocate. I'm fighting against the evils in the society and blah, 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 blah. But he's being used as a pawn too. That's why you're seeing him back down on the stipulations in X getting rebooted back down there in Brazil. He was supposed to be trying to stand on business as far as free speech, but now he broke. And in a matter of a couple of weeks, he broke down and was like, you know what? Okay, yeah, I'm going to go ahead on and start restricting speech. I'm going to get rid of the channels that you guys feel are threats to the democracy and, just don't take away my access to the world. These people ain't really for the cause, so to speak. 2030, they want everybody, universal connectivity. They want everybody plugged in. And within the next 5 years. Promoting digital public goods to create a more equitable world. Digital public goods. Oh, really? Look at the hands. Ensuring digital inclusion for all, including the most vulnerable. Oh, even the handicapped, even the ones who find themselves at disabilities. Don't worry. They're going to make sure that you're included too. strengthening digital capacity building, ensuring the protection of human rights in the digital era, supporting global cooperation on AI. Global cooperation. They want the world. Everybody has to embrace AI, implement it in their digital systems, because why? They want everybody connected in the grid by then. Promoting trust and security in the digital environment, building a more effective architecture for digital cooperation. As you see here, they say half the world's population doesn't have access to the internet. They're working on that now. You see all the little pictures? Who they got? All the little brown people, huh? Get them in. Right? I'm gonna stop there. But this is what they is what they got. This is why the Lord said, man, warn and watch. Tell my people, look out. Look out. Don't get too caught up with looking at the rest of the foolishness. Let's look at this real quick. Isaiah 26:17, and we're gonna get to these current events. Let's start at verse 15 down to 17. Thou hast increased the nation, O Yahweh. Thou hast increased the nation. Thou art glorified. Thou hast removed it far into all the ends of the earth. Yahweh, in trouble have they visited thee. They poured out a prayer when thy chastening was upon them. That's what our people is doing right now. This is what our people need to be locked in on. Right? Praying to the Most High. Verse 17, like as a woman with child that draweth near in the time of her delivery is in pain and crieth out in her pain, so have we been in thy sight, O Yahweh. So we're recognizing, we're seeing the oppression, we're feeling the birthing pains, we're seeing the oppression, we're recognizing and seeing what our people need, feeling it in the spirit, feeling it physically. Right? We have been with child, we have been in pain, we have, as it were, brought forth wind. We have not wrought any deliverance in the earth, neither have the inhabitants of the world fallen. So we haven't seen the end yet, but it's going down. It's going down. That's why you're seeing, oh, breaking news here, breaking news there. St. John 16, verse 20 and 21. Verily, verily, I say unto you, that ye shall weep and lament, but the world shall rejoice, and ye shall be sorrowful, but your sorrow shall be turned into joy. So we're going to go through tribulation. We're going to go through trouble. We're going to go through oppression, i.e. the Jacob's trouble that Isaiah 30, or is it Jeremiah 30? I think it's Isaiah. No, yeah. Forgive me if I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's one of the two. All right. Verily I say unto you that ye shall weep and lament, but the world shall rejoice, and ye shall be sorrowful. So the world right now is rejoicing over us. They're still having us under boot, under neck, still have us in derision and confusion, you know. But our sorrow is going to be turned into joy, man. We're going to go through issues, but it's going to be turned to joy. A woman, when she is in travail, have sorrow, because her hour is come. But as soon as she is delivered of the child, she remembereth no more anguish. Yeah, you sisters out there that got kids, you know how it go. You go carrying up to that 38th week and all of that, and the Braxton Hicks, the contractions, the back pains, you know, feet swelling, all that. You're finally going through all the pain. Boom, the delivery's happening. You're going through hell. You're screaming. You're sweating. You're going through what seems to be complete torment. But as soon as that baby comes out and you hear that, you feel utter relief, joy, happiness, tears, right? And that's how it's going to be for us, man. We're going to have to witness and see all of this go down. But when the deliverance happens, the joy that we're going to receive is going to be unthinkable, right? As a woman, when she is in travail, have sorrow, because her hour is come. But as soon as she is delivered of the child, she remembereth no more the anguish for joy that a man is born into the world. And ye now therefore have sorrow, but I will see you again, and your heart shall rejoice, and your joy no man take it from you. That's in red letter. That's from Yahweh Shai. He said, we got joy. We're having sorrow right now. But Yahweh Shai said he's going to see us again. That's what we pray on, man. That's what we, fight for. Is to be there, man, when the Mashiach returns, man, and delivers his people, man. And we get to see the The righteous redemption of our people, man. Judgment happening on earth. Uh, one more. Second Ezra 16, 37 and 38 reads, Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. They ain't slowing down no more now. But y'all can see it, right? Y'all can see it now. What you saying? Oh, yeah. You said that, so that explains the 7,000 Starlink satellite line. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. His job is to get the internet to the four corners of the earth. His job is to create the connectivity for everybody. But he's masking himself as, oh, I'm for I'm anti-abortion, I'm free speech. I see all the wickedness is going on in the earth, and you know, when he speaketh fair, believe him not. I mean, short and sweet. That dude is an agent, man, and a demon and a high witch that they utilize his technology and his witchcrafts in order to produce everything that we're seeing right now in many aspects of technology. Verse 38. It says, "As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn." The world is going to mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. So we're going to see it. Feel it, right? Oh, my people, hear my word, make you ready the battle. Oh, sound the trumpet, right? And in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. May not be comfortable, may not be good where you're at. May have to shake and move. But nonetheless, most I'm saying, don't get too comfortable because things is going to get turned up. Let's get to it. All right. So many of y'all know already. So I'm just either repeating or giving my feedback on what I've witnessed, you've seen. If y'all haven't seen or haven't heard about this, all praises. You're going to come up on some information there. But nonetheless, the Iranian embassy in Beirut warns an attack on Hezbollah headquarters changes the rules of the game. What does that mean? Because clearly last night, I mean, Israel went and hit they went and hit Lebanon. They went and hit Beirut heavy. So now Iran is saying, if you do it, this is going to change the game. So this was before they bombed. So this is why I like to kind of backtrack a little bit and then come forward. So they had said this yesterday, last night, I should say. Iran's embassy in Lebanon says on X that the Israeli strike on Beirut's southern suburbs targeting the headquarters of its proxy Hezbollah represents a dangerous, game-changing escalation that will bring its perpetrator an appropriate punishment. This reprehensible crime represents a dangerous escalation that changes the rules of the game. What rules are they playing by right now? Nobody's using nukes. Nobody's going, all out bombing interiors of cities until the Israelis did it. Right. So now Iran is on the hot seat. Are they going to respond? Are they going to be the ones that actually turn up the heat a little bit? It's believed that they're supposed to be on the sanctions that don't have nukes, but they have nukes. But they don't have the triggering mechanisms and the technology to actually put them to use. That's what's believed. That's why they're going to need help from China, Russia to go full-blown nuclear, But they're saying this changes the rules of the game. What does that mean? We're going to find out. Are they going to escalate? Are they going to push the panic button? Because they're taking heavy L's. Look at this. Terrifying blast. Wiped out. Hezbollah terror leader Hassan Nasrallah killed in a massive missile blitz on the chief headquarters in Beirut. So as of right now, since the war began, this is all of the heads of the IDF, of Hezbollah that's been put to death. The head of their snake, Hassan Nasrallah, Secretary General of Hezbollah, he got put to death last night. Ibrahim Akil, The head of Hezbollah's operation, he's dead. Faoud Shakur, he's dead. Ali Karakai, he's dead. So they're taking heavy losses, man. And if we look at the scriptures like First Maccabees 7, and if y'all remember that warfare that was going on amongst the Maccabees and the Greeks, and one named Nicanor, some say Nicanor. And what happened when Israel encountered them and Judas Maccabees? First Maccabees 7:41. It says, "O Lord, when they that were sent out from the king of the Assyrians blasphemed, thine angel went out and smote 185,000 of them." So history is being told. When Judas Maccabees was out there letting our people know, man, how the Lord fights for his people, right? This is how it goes down. "Even so, destroy thou this host before us this day, that the rest may know that he hath spoken blasphemously against thy sanctuary, and judge thou him according to his wickedness." So this is what they're talking about with Nicanor. Blaspheme against the sanctuary, judge him according to his wickedness. Look at this. "So the 13th day of the month of Adar, the host joined battle, but Nicanor's host was discomfited, and he himself was first slain in the battle. Now when Nicanor's host saw that he was slain, they cast away their weapons and fled." So when we're just seeing the nature of war, right? When the head of the snake gets cut off, the nations, they said, man, they all took off. Nicanor, first one get put to death going out to war. That struck fear in all of his men, and they said, our head's gone, man. We got to get the hell out of here. We don't have no direction, no guidance, nobody to tell us and lead us and tell, put us in positions to win anymore. Confidence falls. So when we're seeing all of these men within Iran and their confidence falling, they've got no other choice, man. Either they're going to push the panic button, man, and go all in on warfare, or they're going to tuck their tail and fall out and fall under the arms of Russia and say, please help us. But we can see now in the spirit, the Most High just gave an example, when a head of an army falls, man, usually the rest get to running. And they've lost many leaders. So my thing is, they're going to have to go all out. That's why when we read this earlier, when he says this changes the rules of the game, what levels of destruction are they prepared or ready to go to? Time will tell. We're going to see. Iran president warns of irreversible consequences of a wider regional war. He says irreversible. But 1 Thessalonians 5 tells us that there's no peace. Everybody crying for peace and you get no peace. So in other words, he's saying that there's no chances for peace treaties. There's no more sitting at a round table saying, how can we work this out? Trump talking about, when I get in there, I'm going to stop this before I even sit in the seat. No, you're not. No, you not. They just had Netanyahu was sitting in front of some World Council, and he was talking about how the war was going on and he ain't gonna stop, and if anybody is, basically saying that if anybody's against what he's saying, you're anti-Semitic. Damn, I shouldn't have said that. There's so much damn editing of the tongue you got to do with this damn thing, man, because these bastards run everything. Anti-S word, you already know, right? And people start, world leaders and councils start walking out. It was like, man, what? I mean, we out of here, man. You ain't gonna pull that on us. So look at this. Be not, Proverbs 24:1. Be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them. Note taken. For their hearts studieth destruction, and their lips talk of mischief. So this is all that they're doing. Studying destruction. Esau studies destruction. Remember, he's to live by the sword. He's not a man of peace. We talked about this before. America's only known, since its quote-unquote birth in 1776, has only known anywhere between 15 and 17 years of peace. Other than that, they've always known war and destruction. That's it. As well as we see Netanyahu and whoever else that's aligned in his war cabinet, they don't want peace. He said that they're not stopping until Hezbollah and Hamas and everybody is utterly destroyed. And they're going to, through means well beyond war doctrines that they're supposed to respect and not go forward with, committing acts of genocide and all of that. And nobody stepping in telling them, hey, slow down. You know, Americans tried, but that was with Slow Biden. Slow Biden was trying to tell them that's enough. But then doubles back and says, we're going to always get your back. So, you know, you're speaking with double talk. So Iran's president says it's irreversible now. There's no going back. The consequences of a wider regional war. The United Nations and Reuters reports Israel wants to drag the Middle East into a full-blown war. That's what we're talking about, the valleys of Jehoshaphat. And, you know, when we're talking about World War stages being set, it's going to happen in the Middle East. That's why we read in what is Revelation 16 about the Euphrates drying up, making way for the kings of the East to bring forth, you know, their armies and preparing for war. And they're saying Israel wants to drag the Middle East into a full-blown war. They ain't talking about Hezbollah. They ain't say Hamas is doing this. By provoking, I thought that they had the right to defend themselves. Is this defense or is this provoking? Okay, yeah. See that? Full-blown by provoking Iran to join the nearly year-old conflict between Israel and Tehran-backed Hezbollah and Lebanon, Iran's president said on Monday, warning of its irreversible consequences. Look at this. Quoting down here, we want to live in peace. We don't want war, he added. It is Israel that seeks to create this all-out conflict. So again, 1 Thessalonians 5:3 says, many shall see peace, and sudden destruction happen. There ain't no peace, and it's irreversible. Let's move on. Israel's going to war. Beirut is left in ruins after IDF targets Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah with a major strike, flattening a huge part of the Lebanese capital as U.S. Secretary of State dubs it a precarious moment for the world. Precarious. Interesting word choice. Let's look at that. Let's look that up. Precarious. Oh, really? He said that this brings up a precarious situation for the whole world. And this came from the U.S. Secretary of the State. What's precarious mean? Dangerously lacking in security or stability. This war right now, coming from the mouth of Esau himself, the U.S. Secretary, I think it's Jake Tapper said this. I could be wrong. But I think it is. Let me see. U.S. What's his position? Secretary of State. Not Jake Tapper. What the hell is this guy's name? I forgot his name. Blinken. He says that this is a precarious moment for the whole world. What's the world mean? This means that the world is dangerously lacking in security and stability, based on uncertain, unwarranted, or unproved premises, right? Insecure circumstances beyond one's control, uncertain. So when he's saying this, that lets you know that the world is going to be in complete chaos. Yeah, the water, Karate is blinking. The war, the bombing, everything, the escalation that just happened now, he said that puts the world in an unstable, unsecured, uncertain situation now. Beirut's been left in ruins after Israel struck Hezbollah's headquarters in Lebanon's capital, where a top leader was thought to be hiding. Right? Israel targeted the Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah and his top commanders in the unprecedented attack, and was checking if he was present. Sources told Israeli media in what the U.S. Secretary of State dubbed a precarious moment for the world. Keep all those things in mind as we move forward. U.S. is sending more troops to the Middle East as violence rises between Israel and Hezbollah. What are they getting prepared for? So they already got 40,000 troops over there. They're sending more. That's pretty precarious, huh? The U.S. they just got through fighting over in the Red Sea. They just got through fighting off a drone attack. So the U.S. is already, by proxy, involved in this war. You know, they're funding, they're sending weapons, they're providing backup. U.S. ships, I think it's either 2 or 3 already over there. They're sending more troops over there. It's getting closer. You feel the birth pains? You feel the stomach aches now? Continuing on. Netanyahu prepares to shoot down peace hopes. Shoot down peace hopes. So, you know, the Agent Orange and the chump coming in saying, I'm going to stop this right away. No, he's not. Kamala Harris, Kamala Harris, she's saying what? Nothing about this. She talking about, oh yeah, we got to bring peace. No, it's her regime. She's right in line with Slow Biden and the Democrats. They're the ones promoting and carrying on the war. So you know she's in there. This thing will continue on, and she ain't got the voice to stop nothing. She can't even stop laughing. How's she gonna stop a war? Netanyahu prepares to shoot down peace hopes. Israeli PM set to tell UN leaders his troop will continue fighting Hezbollah until victory, dismissing US and UK calls for a ceasefire. He ain't listening. Why? Because the Lord put the spirit on him to say, nope, it's warfare time. According to Ecclesiastes chapter 3, this is the time that we in. That's the spirit that he's putting on him. Moving on. Leave Lebanon now, Starmer tells Britons. So they were telling all the any people in British citizenship, get the hell out of Lebanon now. They're getting ready to bomb. I know Naquab, you sent that short that they were putting on the whole. They had a big exodus, man, of people trying to leave up out of Lebanon before the bombing took place. They said it was unprecedented, man. Millions of people were trying to get up out of there, man. Traffic jams, the whole nine. Trying to escape and flee up out of there. They told everybody, man, leave immediately. The prime minister has told British nationals in Lebanon to leave immediately after fighting intensified between Israel and Hezbollah, the Iran-backed armed group which dominates the country. Sir Keir Starmer said, we are ramping up the contingency plans and warned that we are potentially at the brink of an all-out war. Come on now. This is real, y'all. Dropping down, it says Britons have advised to book flights out of the country, but there are limited options available. And with most airlines except the national carrier having canceled flights and ceased operating, and reports that those remaining are full. And if you remember a few weeks back, I did a report that they were talking about all flights going to Israel were canceled until next year. So they're already shutting down people's desires to leave and move about the cities, countries, and all of that. If you ain't left early enough, you're stuck. They're canceling the flights. Oh, and don't worry, the Microsoft outages and invading all of the airports, and they'll do that again too and shut down everything. Organized chaos. China is test firing its intercontinental ballistic missiles in the Pacific Ocean. You know, while Esau is butting heads and going at it with each other, or, you know, i.e. Ukraine and Russia, or Amalek and Ishmael going at it over there with Hezbollah and the Israelis, you know, they're bumping heads. Moab is on the sidelines preparing themselves, test firing their ICBMs, getting prepared. Because what they got coming up next? Oh, Taiwan. Remember, they put a deadline on. They said by 2027, if Taiwan is not surrendered and came back under the one China policy, they're going to take it by force. That's 2 years from now. And they could start it earlier. Who knows? We know that there's been a lot of tension going on in the South China Sea, that the U.S. had to intervene a couple of times. The Philippines then got involved. Taiwan has been getting involved, man. That's a whole nother war that's jumping down. Well, that we have to be prepared for and see what happens. China test fired an ICBM into the Pacific Ocean on Wednesday, stirring security concerns in the region, already tense over Beijing's territorial claims and rivalry with the U.S. The ICBM carried a dummy warhead and fell into a designated area, the Defense Ministry said in a statement posted to social media. The launch by the People's Liberation Army Rocket Force was part of a routine annual training complied with international law and was not directed against any country or target, according to the statement. Yeah, they just go into the range, practicing their aim, making sure that they work. Because when it's time to slap them head, the real warheads on there, man, they're ready to go. Let's continue. Putin issues a nuclear warning to the West over Ukraine. Now check this out. This is even more real. President Vladimir Putin said on Wednesday that Russia could use nuclear weapons. Say that again. Russia could use nuclear weapons if it was attacked by any state, and that any conventional attack on Russia that was supported by a nuclear power would be considered to be a joint attack. Okay, let me break that down a little bit. It says that if they get attacked by any state, i.e. Ukraine, and that any conventional attack on Russia that was supported by a nuclear power, so if it's supported, U.S. saying, yeah, we support Ukraine. We support, give them more weapons, give them more money. Bottom line, what's been continuing and what's going on right now, Putin has adjusted and edited his nuclear doctrine saying, oh, if things continue on how they are right now, I'm using nukes. Remember, Zelensky been begging the U.S. to give him the authority to bomb the interiors of Russia. Slow Biden said, oh, okay, cool. Go ahead and do it. Then he says, oh, well, give us access to long-range missiles. Slow Biden said, oh, hold on. You're asking a little bit too much now. You know, if you use those. And Putin jumped in and said, yeah, if you use those, I'm taking that as a direct threat from NATO, the UN, NATO, the US, and you. And we're getting to the nukes. So he adjusted that, saying, I don't even need long-range missiles. Matter of fact, if you attack any interior parts of my country again, I'm going to consider using nukes. And if you're getting support from a nuclear power, any of the NATO nations, any of the U.S. is already on board with it. He's changed his tone and became more aggressive. He ain't talking about, well, I'm ready to go to war. He's saying, I'm just going all out nukes. It is proposed that aggression against Russia by any non-nuclear state, Ukraine, Poland, any of his immediate enemies right now, it's proposed that aggression against Russia by any non-nuclear state, but with the participation or support of a nuclear state, so they don't have the nukes, but they got support from a nuclear state, Babylon, America, spiritual Egypt, and Sodom, the number 2 nuclear country in the world, they're providing the participation and support. There you go, Karatazar gave 275 million more. They're hosting parties with Zelensky popping up, having his little speaking engagements, panhandling for more money from all the nations, wanting more weapons. Look, it's already this is already happening. Putin just rearranged the wording and said, "Look, if this continues, in other words, I'm going to consider using nukes on you, and I'm going to light up these European countries in NATO first: Great Britain, Poland, France. You dig what I'm saying? And he can wipe them out in minutes." It is proposed that aggression against Russia by any non-nuclear state, but with the participation and support of a nuclear state, be considered as their joint attack on the Russian Federation. So he's not going to let NATO and America slide no more with just the support. The support now, he's saying that's an attack on us. The conditions for Russia's transition to the use of nuclear weapons are also clearly fixed, Putin said, adding that Moscow would consider such a move if it detected the start of a massive launch of missiles, aircraft, or drones against it. Russia, Putin said, also reserved the right to use nuclear weapons if it or Belarus were the subject of aggression, including by conventional weapons. Conventional. But said the clarification were carefully calibrated and commensurate with the modern military threats facing Russia. So that could go up at any minute, man. Any minute. Putin on the brink as Russian Navy warns of a massive strike after U.S. unleashes a super weapon. So America keeps pushing the panic. They keep pushing the issue. And then they want to make it look like, oh, we didn't do anything. That's a bad guy, Putin. He's the one that got more aggressive. He's the one. He keeps saying, man, stay out of it. Leave me alone. Stay out of it. You're going to make me do this. Provocation. All right. Just like we just got to reading about Iran and Hezbollah. They was like, look, we're trying to get peace, but Israel keeps provoking it and keeps promoting and pushing for more war. So go figure. U.S. Coast Guard is watching the uptick in Russian and Chinese Navy activity near Alaska. China and Russia, remember, they already said we've got a pact together. And they're floating around over by Alaska. Coast Guard has been watching. An uptick. It's getting more. I can see I'm kind of cutting off part of the article. I don't want to cheat y'all on nothing. Let me line it up again. So we're seeing an uptick, man, right? So in other words, the birthing pains is getting worse. Moving on. Pentagon has recommended giving white phosphorus shells to Ukraine, but the White House keeps saying no. So the Pentagon, and this is where you see the divide within America. The White House, slow Biden won't give the green light. The Pentagon is saying we need to step it up and give these white phosphorus shells to Ukraine. What's white phosphorus? Let's look at this down here. White phosphorus is a waxy substance that ignites instantly when exposed to oxygen. So they're like incendiary rounds. You shoot something, blows up, gets the fire, and spreading fire all over the place. It burns at a very high temperature, and it is hard to extinguish. The substance sticks to surfaces, especially clothing or skin, and can cause deadly burns. The chemicals in the smoke, which often smell like garlic, can also harm lungs and eyes. So they want to go chemical. They want to go chemical warfare. America's like, give them more. Do you think if slow Biden somebody else says here, yeah, go ahead and use the white phosphorus bombs. You don't think that's going to violate the conventional warfare that Putin said don't do that? He said, look, even the conventional means of war, you step it up and you attack me with those things, it's on. And the Pentagon saying, yeah, let's do it. Yeah. And notice that they want to use heat. So we always talk about the nukes and all of that. This is just like a prelude to the fervent heat. If they get the green light on this, or somebody, bows down and lets it happen, that could be the start and the triggering of World War III for real. Let's move on. Japan fires at Russian jets violating its airspace as World War fears explode. China, they're launching their ICBM. Japan is firing at Russian jets. Can you imagine? And Japan is an ally of America. Japanese jets intercepted Russian planes firing flares as a warning, Tokyo has said. Chief Cabinet Secretary Hayashi held an emergency press conference earlier today on the clash. He said the Russian planes violated Japanese airspace north of Ruben Island in Hokkaido 3 times between 1 and 3 p.m. local time today. He called the incident deeply regrettable and said Japan had lodged a strong protest. Tensions globally are surging as China is repeatedly accused of violating Taiwan's airspace ahead of an invasion plot, and Israel continues to wipe out senior Hezbollah commanders in widespread airstrikes. The chaos has begun, but it's organized though. Remember, they want to be able to create the problem, to incite the reaction, so that they can come with the solution. Hegelian dialectic in full effect. Multiple wars jumping off all over the place. Moving on. Look at this.
Our Al Jazeera office in occupied West Bank has just been raided by the Israeli military in the last few minutes.
This is a few days ago. Now, Al Jazeera is an alternative media site that is highly used in favor of, Ishmael, or the Arab politics, world affairs, so forth and so on. They're like a mouthpiece for the Arabs. They had their Western offices raided and shut down by the Israeli military. So now we're even seeing another form of free speech, so-called free speech reporting, alternative reporting being shut down. So you see what's going on with X. You see what's going on with TikTok. See what's going on with Telegram. Now we're seeing forcible raids in Al Jazeera's West Bank reporting office getting seized and shut down. They don't even want them reporting on what's happening in their own community. I mean, it's a world news site, but it's based through Ishmael.
Our Al Jazeera office in occupied West Bank has just been raided by the Israeli military in the last few minutes.
Look at that. Israel's raid of the Al Jazeera Bureau marks the military's latest attempt to clamp down on the Middle Eastern news channel. Why is this important? Because they'll use the same tactics on any alternative media sites that's over here. Remember, they didn't have to do it by force. When the pandemic was going on, all they did was lean on all of the social media platforms and told them what can and can't be said. If you allow this to go on, we're going to ride on you. Remember, Mark Zuckerberg said that the FBI leaned on him and told him that he needed to shut down any Russian disinformation, shut down the laptop conspiracies and everything else, demonize anybody that is talking against the how they're handling the plague, or how they're handling the little outbreak that they claim was going on. And they're all arms of the beast. You understand what I'm saying? And they're all going to fall in compliant. So they did a whole nother measure, but they're showing you that forcibly they're going to start shutting down people speaking about anything that ain't right. I played the video last week or the week before where Hillary Clinton was talking about anybody that was speaking in favor of Agent Orange and all that with quote unquote disinformation needs to be criminally prosecuted. Governor Newsom here in California laid down the law and said no more jokes or memes about politicians and government and all that other stuff. right? So they lay down these laws, and then if you violate, we're coming in.
The order is for 45 days, based in the emergency law, from the mandate days, the British mandate days in the 1945. And they told us that it's closed now, we will stop working, and nobody can go inside the office. This is a situation, it was
Nobody can go inside the office for 45 days. They shut them down.
really very bad. We refusing all the excuses of the Israeli authorities, including the excuses for this office here also.
So the shutting off communications and news that they can receive in Gaza. Israeli military shutting them down. They said they've been trying for a while. And this was right before they went and bombed Lebanon and Beirut. So Al Jazeera can't report on certain elements of truth that they find. The Israeli government hasn't made it clear whether Al Jazeera journalists are allowed to report at all in the West Bank. So now they've lost any voice, any opportunity they can even speak on anything. Shut it down. Well, you gotta remember, First Amendment, that's American law. Over there, they ain't got no First Amendment over there. They should have a freedom of press, though. They do have a loosely based freedoms, I guess, but they didn't shut their asses down. Told them they can't report inside. Look, Israel closed Al Jazeera Jerusalem office in May and prohibited its correspondents from reporting inside Israel. So you can't even see the dirt that they doing and can't report on it. Oh, okay, about out here, yeah, yeah. You already know. They stripping all of that now. So that's enough of that one. I wanna move on for time's sake. All right. This is big too. Many of y'all have heard about it. If you haven't, know this. Sleeping giant that's threatening to torpedo the U.S. economy. That's it. Okay. That was just war we just talked about for the last damn near hour and a half almost. Now we got to talk about the economy. Sleeping giant that's threatening to torpedo the U.S. economy. A strike by the largest dock worker group in the U.S. could bring the country's shipping industry to a standstill, several have warned. The International Longshoremen's Association threatened to strike of the first time since 1977, asking their demands to be met by October. You know, October is Tuesday, right? That's 3 days from now. Actually, Monday by 12 o'clock, they said they're going to strike. You know how important that the ports are, man? Go back to my lesson I did. I made mention of it before regarding the fatness of the earth. How important the ports are to America's economy, to America's defenses, to America's imports, exports. Highly important. The eastern ports and the Gulf ports. So that's from the Gulf of Mexico, Texas, Louisiana, all that, all the way to the East Coast, Maryland, Virginia, shutting down within the next 2 days if their demands aren't met. If not, 85,000 workers across 36 ports on the East Coast and Gulf of Mexico will cease work, resulting in about $5 billion losses in a day. So not only is that going to affect the ports by the strikes, you're talking about the truck drivers. They're not going to have nothing to transport. Grocery stores are going to be impacted. Supply chains are going to be impacted. That means because of the scarcity of certain things, costs are going to go up. This is going to be very, very impactful to everybody. Within the next 2 days, everything could change. You're talking about industries losing $5 billion a day. They're saying that it could take, if it lasts up to 2 weeks, the impact could last into next year. Just 2 weeks. But we're talking about freak offs. You understand what I'm saying? We're talking about the NFL tomorrow. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a hypocrite. I do watch sports when I have the downtime. But notice I said downtime. I'm not, that's not priority number one. But because you got to decompress, whatever your decompression is. You want to go to the beach, you want to go swimming, you want to watch a good movie, so be it. That's what that's for. But maintain your focus and maintain your priorities, understanding really what's going on. Don't get caught in the distractions to where it wipes you out. But look, this says 85,000 workers are ready to walk off. It's going to affect every damn thing, right? So grocery stores, the supply chains is going to get shut down, man. The imports is coming from other places. We kind of experienced that when it came down to the pandemic and the vid. Remember, especially here in California, the ports that was out here, you had all of those shipping containers that was just floating around out there in the Pacific, waiting to come over and get docked. They didn't have any place to bring them because places were being shut down. They were parking and dropping the containers in streets and people's neighborhoods. And now imagine the goods and anything that was planned on coming over here. If anything has expiration dates, you're gonna be getting stuff, man, that's already halfway rotten or gonna expire within the next couple of days. You buy something overpriced. I don't know all of the particular ports, what goes in, what goes out, what type of supplies and goods are coming in there. You got 36 different ports that's coming from all over the world. But that's gonna definitely affect this economy within the next couple of days. So we're gonna see. They might strike a deal at the when the clock strikes 12, and all this could be avoided. By all intents and purposes, they're saying it's about 95% chance that this strike goes on and the ports get shut down. That's why, when we talk about preparation, like I said, the overzealous, the super faithful, super brews out there. We don't need nothing. We've got the faith from I'm not knocking you, bro. If that's what you with, okay, cool. Manna's gonna pop, out on your front lawn, or somehow it's gonna be at your front door when things like this go down. All praise to the Most High if that happens. But this is why I always, impress upon brothers and sisters to have elements of preparation in place. That's not a knock on your faith. That's not a knock on, hey, look, you got some canned goods, or you got extra water. Where's your faith at? What? Did the Most High say wisdom and knowledge to be the stability of our times? I mean, when we're looking at all the instances of famines and plagues and pestilences, and we're being forewarned about those things, you don't take action. Who's at fault then? Remember, we just got to seeing that the righteous is going to be saved through works and their faith. So when you see certain things like this happen, when you see the hurricanes go down, when you see possible supply chains getting shut down, and it ain't just about, we ain't got it, or they don't have it at the store. Well, they got it at the stores, but then the price is going to be so damn high, you're not going to be able to really buy and sustain yourself. So if you got some extras on deck, you might be okay to ride it out for a little bit, or however long the Most High, put you through it. Earthquake hit, whatever, tornado hit. At least you got some things that's in place, man. Because you never know. Something like this go down, and you ain't got, anything to prepare yourself, and you can say, I can't afford it. Well, look, I know they closed all the 99-cent stores. They didn't close. They're closing Dollar Trees and Dollar Generals and all them other things, but they still got a few that's open. You can go spend $1.50 Spend $10 and go buy you 8 cans of some vegetables or some chili or something that's kosher. Let me be clear about that. That's kosher, right? Go buy you a few extra gallons of water. Go buy you a little a cheap little first aid kit. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can purchase to make sure you're ensuring your sustainability. Go buy a few packs of trail mix. Things that can be sustained. I ain't got time to talk about all of them, but y'all should get the point. It's that time. Because, like I'm saying, if you live in you wait till you get paid next week to go grocery shopping. Right now, you just kind of struggling to get by. Hope you got enough maybe to get through next week. You might not make it. Who knows what's going on with this whole port situation? Just something to think about. Trump is saying Iran is the one who's trying to take his life. I mean, this dude, he don't know if he believes that. Okay. They already put that out there as a narrative too. Oh, it wasn't the CIA, FBI, or the alphabet agencies. No, there wasn't no phone calls going on, and cell phones wasn't pinging next to FBI offices and from the shooter over there. Oh, it was Iran. Iran did it. Yeah, the Edomite that got caught in the bushes the other day. Yeah, he that was Iran. Now, meanwhile, they said he was Ukrainian, and some more stuff going on with him. And he put it out there like, oh, if I fail, there's $100,000 bounty out there, man. Somebody collect it, go get it. Maybe that's what he's saying. There's $100,000 out there. I don't know. But why is this important right here? He said, Trump says, I'm gonna read this, but it's not quoted in here. But when I watched the video, I'm gonna tell you what he said. Trump says Iran has already made attempts on his life. That didn't work out. He's surrounded by more guns than he's ever seen. Okay, so he's finally getting his security up. Thinking that Iran is the one that's after him, man. It's his own damn people trying to take him out. But whatever. The key thing that he said was, if and when a foreign nation makes an attempt on the president's life, if they fail, you got to go wipe them out. So what does that mean? If he becomes president, he's going to have to make good on his word. Iran apparently made threats and tried to take attempts on his life. So what's his reaction is, if that happened, I got to wipe you out. So if he gets elected, there's a possibility that he declares war on Iran and push the panic button and goes wild on them and helps the GMO small hats and their bogus cause. So that's exciting to hear. You know what I'm saying? Because he's saying, oh, they already trying to kill me. I might as well go ahead on. If I get up in there, man, I'm going to blow their ass to smithereens. So let's see if that happens. Let's move on. All right, let's take a break. Let's have a little calm it down a little bit. It's been intense. I gotta get him. Did y'all see this?
So I want to thank you all for being here. And now, who am I introducing next? Who's next?
Distinct.
Slow Biden speaking in front of world, with world leaders. He's up there with representatives from Japan, from India, Great Britain, and he forgets who he's supposed to introduce, and then gets turned up because he can't remember. Who am I supposed to introduce next? And because they didn't, at his beck and call, embarrass him and say who out loud, he gets loud. Who's next? Like, somebody better tell me. So we need a little break, a little comic relief. Like I said, it's been intense. Let's let him go. When he pops his head out, we ain't seen this dude in who knows how long. Now when he pops his head out, ain't much change. He's still a goofball.
So I want to thank you all for being here. And now, who am I introducing next? Who's next?
Distinguished guests, the Prime Minister of the Republic of India.
Wow. And Kamala said that he's, fit as ever. Everything's great. Nothing's wrong with him. Good Lord.
So I want to thank you.
Okay, now look at this. Social media erupts as president throws to Jill Biden to speak in a cabinet meeting. It's all yours, kid. This dude, man, he's ready to just get the hell out of Dodge as soon as he can, man. He forgetting where he's at, who he's supposed to be introducing. Now he's letting his wife speak at a cabinet meeting. She ain't got no damn business to speak. Didn't nobody. He tells his wife, man, you take it. You take it. Social media erupted after First Lady Jill Biden presented at what may be one of President Biden's final cabinet meetings in the White House. Biden convened his cabinet on Friday for the first time since October 2nd, 2023, this time with the First Lady joining him to speak about the White House initiative on women's health research. The president explained Jill Biden's presence there, saying here and across previous administrations, First Ladies have attended these meetings for specific reasons. This is the first time Jill has joined us. First time at the end of his damn presidency. First time she's done there. And then he says, go ahead and you got the floor, honey. Go ahead, kid. It's yours. You direct my cabinet and tell them what time it is. I mean, this is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Let's move on to the so-called free speech breakdown. Telegram's Durov announces a new crackdown on illegal content. Remember him? Durov that got arrested. They was on his head for saying that, he was allowing crimes and all kind of foolishness going on this Telegram channel, and he's going to be held responsible if he doesn't comply. Full cooperation. Remember, we got to read that at the beginning of this DSTM with the UN Sustainable Digital Cooperation Agreements. Cooperation. If you don't cooperate, we're locking your butt up. So he got locked up, and now he's like, "Oh, I'm coming out with a whole new focus. I'm cracking down on illegal content now. I got it, boss." I thought this guy, they were supposed to be creating these Telegram and X outlets to allow, free speech to go on and all this other stuff. Just like Elon broke down, so does he. These platforms that we're using aren't going to be allowed, they're going to submit to whatever governmental reforms that go down. Our voices are going to be cut off sooner or later. That's a fact. Telegram founder and chief executive Pavel Durov said Monday that the messaging platform had removed more problematic content weeks after his arrest in France and charges of failing to act against criminals using the app. So whatever, quote, problematic content is could be subjective. You talking about the blacks, me talking about the blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics are the chosen people of the Most High. And, the kingdom of heaven is for us and the nations are going into captivity. Oh, that's problematic content. Get rid of that. Oh, judgment is going to fall on the that's problematic. Take that out of here. White man's the devil. Oh, problematic. Take that out of here. The nations are heathens and don't. Problematic. You understand? Telegram's search feature has been abused by people who violated our terms of service to sell illegal goods. Durov told the 13 million subscribers on his personal messaging channel. Oh, it's just for selling illegal goods. Well, hey, look what happened with what's the name? Governor Newsom, he can say that criminal actions is trying to upload and share a meme or do a little skit or AI enhanced drawings or voiceovers that you clearly know is a joke. That could be considered criminal. You understand? So as they keep reformulating the laws, the social media platforms are going to have to comply or get shut down. After years of warning, Telegram found cedes to police requests about users. Same way that Elon Musk did, so did he. So that goes to show you, man. And we already seen Mark Zuckerberg. He's already proven that he'll bow down when he got pressed by the FBI about that, the whole Russia gate and all that other stuff. So we already know he's going to surrender. That's Facebook. That's Instagram. They're already on Moab with TikTok. TikTok got a couple more months before they either sell it or come 2025, probably gonna be removed off of your phones. I don't have a TikTok account, but that app is facing getting taken down. I just covered an article last week updating it. It was like, yeah, by January they got court proceedings that might get up out of there, get it up out of there. So imagine that. Many of these so-called free speech platforms and ways that we're communicating with each other and sharing truth and sharing articles and sharing alternative, reasonings and thoughts and information could be shut down in the very near future. And we're seeing that the heads of these companies are already complying with governmental crackdowns. Japan had an earthquake, 5.9. They had a tsunami warning. So earthquakes in diverse places. That was 4 days ago. Fast food chains have found a way to get ever rising. Fast food chains found a way to get around the ever rising minimum wages, and it's not good news for the staff. Well, we talked about this a long time ago. I remember, Aladad, I think you remember, man. We was talking about Obama. This had to be in anytime between 2008 and 2016. And I remember minimum wage was maybe about $10 an hour at that time. And Obama said they were going to raise the minimum wage to $17 an hour. Everybody was losing. But it was to happen, I think, by 2017 or something like that. And I was like, by that time, $17 an hour was going to still be like $10 an hour. So here we are, fast forwarding. Happy days are here again. McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell, Chipotle, whatever. $20 an hour to work there. Oh, but guess what? Your hours are going to get reduced. People are going to get laid off. You ain't going to have your benefits. You're getting reduced to part-time. But now look what they're doing. And we've been talking about it for a long time anyway. $20 an hour minimum wage for fast food workers. Because look, $20 an hour, that used to be a good little wage. But now with the cost of living, inflation, and everything else, and you're only working, 20 hours a week, that ain't sustainable. So you get 2 or 3 of these jobs. Who said that? Yeah, Jason, there you go. Robots. AI is on the loose. This is why you see online some of these places, man, they got the kiosks where you just go, especially like in Japan and all that, but they got them out here too now. I think McDonald's and some of these places are doing it where they got the kiosk and you can just do your order yourself and get the receipt after you pay, and you go up there and the computers pop up to the staff in there. They make your order. You go up there, they call your number out, and you got your order. You're up out of there. So they don't need people taking your order no more. Welcome to such and such. Can I take your order? No, you're going to give your order. You'll program your own order up in there. $20 an hour minimum wage for fast food workers in California began April 1st. Workers have already complained of getting fewer hours since then. No kidding. If we already do that, chains like Burger King are rolling out more digital ordering kiosks to cut staff. After 2 years of price rises caused by higher costs for food, restaurant bosses say they cannot raise them again. So they're looking at other ways to cut their overheads, and with labor, the biggest cost, having fewer staff, is the easiest way. It's cruel irony for workers and their unions that battle for years for higher wages and move critics warn could lead to job losses. Harsh Gahai, a major Burger King franchise with 140 restaurants on the West Coast, plans to have digital kiosks in all of them in 2 months. See how fast he can replace it? 2 months. At 140 of his restaurants, man, the staff is getting reduced at Burger King. Until the wage hike, he planned to roll them out over the next 5 to 10 years. You see that? Before they raised that minimum wage, he was still going to do it, but he said, I can spread it out between the next 5 to 10 years. Soon as that damn thing kicked in, he said, I'll have it done in 2 months. Good luck. And AI is coming in. Robots is flipping burgers and frying your fries for you and taking your orders and talking to you. You understand? I mean, you know, you can already see in the customer service field, you got to fight to get an operator on the phone. You constantly, thank you for calling such and such. If you wanted to do this, then the third, billing, press 1. Oh, press 2. To update your information, press 3. You understand? Then you go through all of that, and you finally operate. Give me operator. You're hitting the button. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Did you say something? And you finally get somebody, you answer, and they answer the phone, man, and you can barely understand them. Because they ain't here. They in the Philippines, they in India, they somewhere. It's madness. Almost 130 Pizza Hut restaurants are shut as the franchise owner gives up. Kamala said, hey, Bidenomics is working perfectly. Remember, organized chaos. I haven't seen this many, even fast food. I mean, they talking about McDonald's is even taking losses. The same ones that said over 1 billion served and all that other stuff. You notice all these places is running around trying to preserve their clientele by offering these little deals. Oh, $5 meal deals over here. This one, discount 40% if you use this. They're all scrambling, trying to maintain and keep their heads above water. So 130 Pizza Huts about to shut down. The owner said it's over with. Some 127 Pizza Hut restaurants across 5 states in the South and Midwest are risk of closing for good. The franchise who runs them has put them up for sale after filing for bankruptcy in July due to mounting debts. So what's the problem? The cost of operating business, the cost of keeping a staff, let alone people ain't got the money to be buying this stuff no more. Eating out now at fast food spot is a luxury for many households. People ain't buying this stuff no more. You understand? So that's another reason why a lot of these things is closing. FBI Homeland Security investigating a cyber attack on the water treatment facility. So another reason. Oh, you got some extra water down? They keep talking about these white supremacists that keep trying to attack the power grid, water facilities, and all of that. But don't worry about it, because once they go ahead and let a major cyber attack happen on the water treatment facilities and all of that, remember Bill Gates already got it lined up and said you're gonna drink poop water. Remember that? Oh, I played that video. Y'all remember that? They already got it lined up on what's gonna be the next form of sustainability. Oh, we're just gonna use your sewage and poop and everything else, recycle it and refurbish it, and it's gonna be water for you. Don't worry about the food supplies. We got the bugs on deck. We got the clone meats. Everything's in order. Oh, y'all don't remember the Bill Gates, huh? Oh, he's just talking. What? Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, he's just talking. Bill Gates. I drank water made from human feces. Oh, really? Remember this? I drank water made from human feces. Here's an update on the machine that produced the water. That was 2015. It's already lined up. So when they go ahead and let some of these little cyber attacks go down that really impacts the water supply, you already know. Look, so we already know about the port closures affecting what's going on here, and that's in Revelation 18. Oops, what happened here? That's in Revelation 18, and Look at verse 19. It says, and they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city wherein we were made rich, all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness, for 1 hour is she made desolate. So, ultimately we know that America's going to get hit and be destroyed, right? But all of the ports and the workers, the laborers, the grinders, they're going to get taken out. Look at the AI in Isaiah 47. And let's read 9. We'll read down. It says, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorcery. You're speaking about Babylon and destruction that's going to happen. For the perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries. What's the multitude of his sorceries? AI. All the technological things that he considers advancements that goes against the laws of nature, goes against the laws of the Most High. Manipulating the food, manipulating the agriculture, manipulating people, transhumanism, trying to merge man with machine. All of these experimental medicines that they're constantly flooding the TV commercials with, running down fast about all of the damn side effects that can happen. But, you just see somebody smiling and prancing around in slow motion about how they feel so great now that they're using this new drug. And then at the bottom, you hear side effects can cause death, depression, suicide, enlarged heart, blood defects. Now you're like, oh, it's not as good as I thought it was going to be. How can I forget that? Reassignment surgery, creating new species, Transformers, Decepticons, chopping off breasts and rods, slapping on fake and artificial body parts, giving new name. I mean, this is what's going to happen. Judgment's going to come upon them for the perfection of the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. See, the white man so caught up in his technology. He's so caught up in AI. So caught up in driverless this. And you understand what I'm saying? It's perverted him. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am and none else besides me. That's the God complex. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth. And mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thine enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so, thou shalt be able to profit. If so, thou mayest well prevail. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels, them private counsels, the UN meetings, and everything else. They're wearied. They getting wore out, constantly going to the war table, trying to defend and trying to fight off and trying to figure out how they can prevail against the Most High and his children. Not happening. Let now the astrologers and the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators, and stand up and say thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Who the monthly prognosticators, all of the economic experts, everybody been wrong. Oh, the housing market's going to bubble, is about to burst. Oh, the economy's about to do this. Crypto's about to go to the moon. $100 million, Bitcoin's going to be $100,000 by next year. You ain't here, but they're all prognosticating. They're all trying to figure out, oh, well, we got this particular technology. We got this bunker that's going to stop it. We're working on a new way to, advance AI into your homes. We got Alexa. We've got Siri. We got all of the spy grids lined up. We got the technology that the cameras all over the place, microphones set up, the dishwashers listening to you. We got it all lined up. But none of it's going to be able to prevail against the Most High. Yeah, we've been able to stabilize economies and break everybody's will, and they're all going to be unable to use their labor force is going to be shut down because we got AI to replace them. We've attacked the cyber, that the water shut down so we can get everybody to drink what we want them to drink. I mean, this is everything that's happening, right? So this is more organized chaos, man. FBI Homeland Security investigating a cyber attack on a water treatment facility. They say, oh, it was fine, nothing to see here. Right. Every time they say something's good, it ain't good. I remember when that flood and that rain hit in Mississippi a few years ago. The water supply was all jacked up, and they was waiting. You know, people was getting water from FEMA and everywhere else. And when they told the people that the water was okay to drink, it was one sister. She turned on the water. Water was still brown and jacked up. She tried to feed it to the dog. The dog wouldn't even drink the water. This is after city officials in Mississippi said it was safe to drink. Look at what's up with Flint, Michigan. Telling them, oh, the water's great. Nothing wrong with it. Meanwhile, people's getting jacked up and destroyed. FBI and Homeland Security officials are in Arkansas City to investigate a cyber attack at the city's water treatment facility that occurred Sunday morning. The city put out a statement Sunday assuring residents that the water supply remains safe and that the service was not disrupted. The treatment facility has switched to manual operations while the situation is being resolved. Residents can rest assured that their drinking water is safe, and the city is operating under full control during this period, City Manager Randy Fraser said. First of all, you know this is a lie because they just got to talking about, I think they said, and I've covered it, I can't remember the exact percentage, but I think they said like 70% of tap water in America is unsafe. But they tell it, oh, damn it, it's lucky, y'all. I want to make sure that that this is they just said what percentage of tap water? Okay, look at this. This is from July 2023. Nearly half of tap water in the U.S. is contaminated. I mean, look, with forever chemicals, a study finds, right? Tap water detects forever. 60% of Americans don't drink the tap water. Why? Because they know it's tampered with. I think they got a map on here. You can and can't drink the tap water. Let me look. This is all based on, this is the world. Good Lord. But y'all see, I don't want to belabor the point too much longer. But look, they're saying the water's just fine. Go ahead on there. You trust them if you want to. Moving on. 2 hurt in a reported explosion in Santa Maria courthouse in California. I mean, we're seeing an uptick in even people not trusting the justice system, not giving a damn. Supposedly, this man was going for his court date. He threw a bag into the courtroom, blew it up. 2 people got hurt. I mean, we're talking about insurrections in 2nd Ezra 15. I just got to move in the spirit, man. The spirit throw this precept on me. I got to go there. Because this is just the start of people rebelling and people not giving a dang. See? 2nd Ezra 15, we'll read 14 down to 16. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Sedition among men. What's sedition? Let's look at that. What's going to happen? Conduct or language inciting rebellion against the authority of a state. A rebellion. Right? So here we see somebody try to blow up a courthouse in Santa Maria here in California. The scene has not been deemed safe. Right? That's just one incident. Look at this one. Kentucky sheriff remains behind bars after the judge's death as details emerge. The sheriff went into the chambers, had an argument with the judge, shot him, put him to death. And these two had known each other for a while now. Now, it's speculated that the sheriff found out that the judge had been laying with his teenage daughter or something of that nature. I haven't found any information on that as of yet, but whatever they got into it behind them closed doors, they're turning on each other. You see, when you're talking about a kingdom against a divided against itself can't stand, I mean, we're seeing it more and more. District Judge Kevin Mullins, 54, died after being shot multiple times inside the Letcher County Courthouse on Thursday. State police said the preliminary investigation indicted 43-year-old Letcher County Sheriff Sean Mickey Steins fatally shot Mullins during the argument inside the courthouse. Judges from across the state spoke at Mullins' funeral on Sunday, with many referencing his commitment to fighting the opioid crisis and focusing in on mental health. So whatever they were arguing about was heated enough for that sheriff to smoke Kevin Mullins, the judge, right? And they had a relationship prior to. You know, they always got sheriffs within the courthouses. Now, is it speculated again that the judge was creeping with the sheriff's daughter? It's possible. I mean, what else would drive a man to kill a judge and a known acquaintance or a friend, unless it was something that he really felt violated on? So who knows? Stay tuned for that. Eric Adams. Here goes another little distraction. Yeah, good old Eric Adams, New York's top cop turned mayor. You know, the wall's been closing in on him for a while now. You know, since he was out there prancing around at the LGBTQ plus HIV parade a year or so ago. Since he was standing on the front lines talking about, you know, New York's a sanctuary city, come on over. And then when it got overran and jacked up, he was like, go home. We can't, you got to get out of here. All of the corruption is going on. Anybody that's attached to him and people that was within his cabinet was getting investigated and indicted. Damn shame. Every time a little Negro get up in a little place of office, man, they can't stop doing the dirt. So, yeah. Eric Adams becomes the first sitting NYC mayor indicted in historic federal probe, claims Fed persecuting him over a migrant crisis. Now, who knows if that's the case? You know, they're saying that he, you know, took some money for some turkey flights and some behind closed doors deals, funneling money to him in his campaign. But the chickens done came home to roost, man. So, and let alone this is, hold on. Ironically, I shouldn't do it, but I am. Look at who he's buddies with. Right on time. Good old Eric Adams gives his buddy the key to the city. Don't let us find out that these two cheese and Negroes was doing freak offs together, baby oiled up. Ironically, both of them getting indicted weeks apart, right? He says he's innocent. He's gonna fight it. Details about the exact accusations remain unclear, but they are believed to be connected to allegations of the Turkish government illegally funneling money into his mayoral campaign in exchange for approval of the Turkish consulate in Manhattan, according to sources. So, yeah, Eric Adams on his way out the door. Here's another breaking news. Major manhunt underway as U.S. Marshals are looking for Nathan Wade, Fannie Willis's lover boy and former Fulton County lead investigator in Trump lawfare case. Remember that? You know, this was the cat man was laying up with good old Fannie, and they had a good thing going on. And now they're looking for him to take part in this court case and have some testimonials, and he done disappeared. They got a manhunt. Look, well, Marshall's looking for him now.
Wade is missing. The House Judiciary Committee, which is investigating Georgia DA Fani Willis, needs Wade to testify at a hearing tomorrow on their love affair. But no one can find the guy. They're trying to serve him, but he's flown the coop. And now the U.S. Marshals are in a manhunt to track him down. Have they checked the conduct? Lover boy.
I mean, you can't make this stuff up, man. I mean, you really can't. And if the cold part is goddamn Jake's face is all over the damn breaking news, man. Nathan Wade involved in dirt with Fani Willis, man. They looking for the Negro, man. He done flew the coop. Either that or he slumped under some curb somewhere. Somebody might have put him to death because he may, get to blabbing about some stuff he probably shouldn't be talking about. Eric Adams, he get locked up. Diddy getting locked up. I mean, the list goes on and on, man. It's unreal, right? Prayers out for our brothers and sisters, man. Their brothers and sisters in the faith that's in particular areas. Florida got hit in Tampa and others. They're on the recovery out there, but you never know when the Lord could hit. This is another form of organized chaos because Esau's got geoengineering. He can manipulate the weather. He's got HARP. He's got it all. But at the end all be all, we know that this is the Most High levering judgment, and prayerfully, man, Israel wakes up and we see what's going on in order to repent and turn back to the Lord. Floridians who didn't evacuate ahead of Hurricane Helene broadcast terrifying videos through the night. Please pray for us. Now you see here, Jake and his two daughters, right? They didn't evacuate. They heard that they heard the trumpets. They keep talking about it's going to hit about 2 hours, a couple of days. We're seeing the incoming. They don't take heed, and guess what happens? They end up getting jacked up. What they could have done, I'm not sure. I don't live in a hurricane plague place, but I'm sure that there's guidelines that people tell you what to do, boarding up your doors and windows, whatever you can do to avoid further damage and destruction. But some stuff you just can't get past. You got family out of state, different county, somewhere else, get up out of there. You got insurance, whatever gets destroyed, you got to come back for it, take your most precious goods, get up out of there, But this is what happens. Hurricane Helene made landfall as a Category 4 storm in Florida just after 11 p.m. 1.4 million people left without power in multiple states as of this morning. I think that boosted up to like 4 million right now. They're saying have no power. 140-mile-an-hour winds, man. Can you imagine? I checked on some of my peoples out there in Florida. Y'all have been good. All praises. Lord willing, that continues. But some, unbeknownst to me, are probably facing some issues, right? But keep our brothers and sisters in the prayers out there, man. That's it, man. All praises. We made it. This one's pretty intense. A lot going on. Breaking news, man. Stay tuned. Something jumps off, man. You might see me again. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But until then, man, make sure you keep your eyes peeled, your ears of discernment popping. But most of all, fear the Most High and keep the commandments. Lastly, don't shoot your messenger. All right. All praise to the Most High, man. Y'all be well, man. Bless you, Bob. We got a closing Sabbath class kicking in at 4:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, man. Join us for a closing class. All right. If not, keep it at another time. I know y'all get overwhelmed watching different, Israelite camps, congregations, and all of that, man. But just be sure you stay in tune with the works of righteousness, man, and brothers and sisters that are fellowshipping in truth and in spirit as the Lord commanded us to do. But there you have it, man. All right. So all praises, man. See y'all in the very near future. Lord willing. Y'all be well. Take care. Shalom.